Hello, everyone. My name is Malaika Sarco-Thomas, and I'm really happy to invite you today to join me for an exercise series that I'd like to introduce to you. The exercises are rumored to be the fountain of youth, and they're known as the Five Tibetans. They're 5 very simple exercises that you can do every day of your life, if you like, as a way to wake you up and as a way to keep you healthy. If you want to find out more about these exercises, there is a book, which I'll tell you about, by Christopher S. Kilhan, and they are called the book is called The Five Tibetans, 5 Dynamic Exercises for Health, Energy, and Personal Power. So it sounds like a big promise. The book tells you a little bit about the kind of history of these exercises, and I'll give you a brief overview. There is a story where there was a gentleman who went out to search for the fountain of youth, and he trekked through the mountains of the Himalayas and disappeared for many years. And when he came back, a friend of his saw him and said, "Wow, you look 30 years younger than you did when you left." And he said, "What was your secret? Did you find the fountain of youth?" And he said, "Yes, I did find the fountain of youth. It's in a monastery in the high mountains, but it's not actually a fountain. It's a series of exercises, and the exercises are the 5 Tibetans. So theoretically, if you do them every single day in your life, you will remain young, vibrant, and happy. So I'm going to give you the fountain of youth in the next 20 minutes. Now, the exercises are relatively simple, and you can scale them up or down to your own situation, however you feel. You should do them in multiples of 3, up to 21 times each. And there's 5 exercises. So if you want to go crazy, you can make 21 of each exercise, which is 5 times 21 is a lot. And if you want to be very simple and very focused with your work, you can do as few as 3 of each exercise. So I encourage you to really go at the speed that fits you. And if you want to increase the number of repetitions of each exercise, you can just add 3 to the number that you're doing. Okay, so let's get started. So exercise 1 is very simple. It's one of my favorites because it's simple. You have to put your hands out beside you and you simply turn, okay? If you have a small space, this is the variation that I recommend. I bring my hands up toward me, face my palms inward, and turn, but it's really up to you. I'm somewhere between having a small space and a big space. Maybe I'll play it safe and bring my hands in. Generally, it's suggested to turn to the right and to really just soften your gaze and just feel that the world is spinning. So this is also an exercise for balance. And we're going to start with 6, okay, as we do these together. So we just begin turning gently to the right. That's 1. Again, try to soften your eyes. That's 2. That's 3. Breathing in and out. 4. Nice and easy. 5. And I lost count, but I think that's 6. Okay, and then just stop. Facing front again and breathing. Always trying to really feel a nice long posture. Easy breathing. Try not to block the breath at all. So something to really remember with this first Tibetan is it's just about centering, right? It's also about centering inside the storm, the movements of the world that we are in. And if you'd like to, you can do this one more time with me, or if you prefer, you can watch. It's up to you. So we're just going to bring the arms out. We generally have the palms down if the arms are outstretched. Again, not pushing really strongly, but just finding a gentle, even sense of the horizontal. This time I'm going to do it with my arms out. I'm just going to try not to bump into my space. So I'm going to do 6 more. Nice deep breath in, and just softening my gaze. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and easy. 5 and 6. Finishing where I began. Relax the arms and just center. Great. So that's number 1. So the second Tibetan that we're going to do is actually laying on your back and really working the core. So the Tibetans are all about working the core. Okay. For this one, we lay down on our back. I like to place my hands underneath. I like to place my hands palm down underneath my bum and to place my head on the floor. I'll just show you the exercise first and then we'll do it together. So I'm going to flex my feet and I'm going to lift my head up to look at my feet. And then I'm going to use my strength to lift my legs up. I'm still looking in between my legs here. And then I'm going to exhale and lower that down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. And I'm going to do 2 more of those. Inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower down. If I was going to show it to the side, so you can get a sense from the side, I've got less space to the side. So let's see how we go. Again, my hands underneath my pelvis give it a little bit of a softness there. I can tell you that my personal variation for this, I like to also sometimes bring my hips up off of the floor so that I get a nice roll down through my spine. So inhale, exhale and lower. Try to keep your heels just about an inch off the floor. Inhale and exhale and lower. And I'm going to do a third one. Inhale and exhale and lower. If you feel like you need to rest your neck, it's totally fine to take a rest in between those exercises and just do as many as you like. For me, sometimes I get a little bit more momentum up and I sort of rock through them a little bit more easily, rolling through my spine. Let's try 6 together of this exercise. So again, placing your hands palm down underneath your hips. And if you want to, you can start with your legs up. Inhale, and then exhale. And inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. I think that's 4. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Really keep those heels off of the floor. Try not to rest. Inhale, exhale, and rest. Okay, really important to rest in between the exercises and to just follow how your body is feeling. So the second thing that I want to mention about this is if you find it really hard to keep your legs straight through this, you could also do a modified version with your knees bent. Inhale, and squeezing those knees together. Inhale, right? Or even if you want to bend your knees further and just touch your toes on the ground. The idea is that you're rolling through the spine and you're really connecting to the core in your belly. Okay, so that is actually exercise 2. If we move now to exercise 3, you will see the one on our knees. So we're going to go to exercise 3. I'm going to show you to the side. I'm going to tuck my toes on the ground beneath me. My knees are about equidistant apart, just underneath my hips and shoulders. And my hands are either going to go right behind my my butt, underneath my butt onto the top of my thighs, or you can place your hands to your lower back. Right, so whatever feels more comfortable for you. You're going to really engage your glutes for this one. We're going to press the glutes and the hips squeeze the glutes and press the hips forward and gently open the shoulders to the back as we inhale. As we exhale, we're going to curve and reverse that shape by connecting with the front of our body, compressing the front, really drawing the belly button in and up. You want to feel like you've got a suction cup, imagine like a string is connecting my belly button to my spine and it's going all the way through me to the back as I exhale. And we're going to just do that 3 times. So I'm going to inhale, pressing my hips forward, engaging my glutes, and exhale. Looking at my belly button, engaging and drawing in the belly. One last time, inhale. Pressing my hips forward, looking backward, and exhale. Engaging the fire in the belly. So that's Tibetan number 3. I'd like to do 6 of those together with you in real time. And again, I find that when I do these, it's usually in the morning and it's kind of a warm up. So I'm not going to be super flexible going one way or the other in the morning. It might just be just the shoulders forward and back. And then I can continue and each one will grow a little bit more in terms of how I feel I can expand into the exercise. Okay, so let's give that a try. 6 times together, hands either on your lower back or on your upper thigh, as you like, as you feel comfortable. And we begin. Inhale, engage the hips, press them forward. Exhale, pulling the belly button in. Exhale, and that's 1. Inhale. Really opening those shoulders. Exhale. Really an easy breath. Make it as easy or as challenging as you like. That's 2. And inhale, 3. Really engage those glutes as you press the hips forward and exhale. I think that's 4. Inhale, opening those shoulders and exhale, 5. And inhale, engaging those glutes. Exhale. And I believe that's 6. I lose count a little bit when I'm counting out loud. Okay, so we're more than halfway through. We've done 1, 2, and 3. The 4th exercise gets a little bit harder. Good to warm up your wrists a little bit before this one. As you get more used to doing it, you will become more comfortable with it. So just circling the wrists a little bit. If you want to push your wrists into the floor, another nice way is just to, you can back up so you can see me. Just place a bit of, on all fours, place a bit of weight into those wrists, yeah? Just to get them warmed up a little bit. You can also place weight into the fists, fingers, and maybe shake them out a little bit. You can roll them. Just do whatever feels good for your wrists. Okay, so for exercise number 4, I'm going to show you to the side again. We start sitting straight up with our legs extended. The hands are going to go beside you, beside your hips, and you're going to bend your knees enough to place your feet on the ground, okay? But you don't want to bring your feet too close to you because we're going to go out toward where our feet are. So basically the exercise is an inhale and coming up to this sort of bridge position, and an exhale, scooting back and looking at our belly button again. And again, I'll just show that 2 more times. We're going to inhale, try to really send the knees straight in front of you and not in or out. Opening up through the chest, and exhale, pushing. I'm going to carry on pushing my hands into the floor here. And if I feel extra motivated, I can push into the floor and actually lift my bum off the floor a little bit or take some of the pressure off. And again, inhale, tracking through, and exhale, lifting my center off just a little bit. If that's hard for you, some people also have different length arms. Just a little bit of pressure into the floor and the engagement of your belly, the wish to lift yourself up is great, and that's perfectly suitable for this exercise. Or if you just need a rest, you can drop your weight, the weight of your pelvis down, and just focus on the first part of the exercise. But do bring your head down, your chin to your chest, and you're really focusing on your belly button. You're really looking at your belly button. See, I'm starting to get warm already. And yeah, so it works. It's a good warm up. So we're going to do 6 of these together. This is Tibetan number 4. Again, hands by your hips, feet flat on the floor, and we're going to do 6 of these together. Really check for yourself that your knees are tracking straight over your toes. So as you go up, I'll just show one last time. You want your knees to be here rather than here or here. Okay, so really try to maintain that parallel position with the knees. Okay, So feet on the floor, hands beside you. Also finding that nice posture for the shoulders. This is great for the lats and the triceps as well. So we're going to press, inhale, and exhale. That's one, lifting up, and inhale, and exhale, two, and inhale, and exhale, that's three, and inhale, always following your breath. Four, if you need a rest, you can take a rest here. I'm going to continue on to five. Easy inhale. Exhale, five, I think that is. And last one, six. Really lifting that belly button to the spine and lifting the hips up. And then rest. You can shake out the legs, shake out the wrists. If you need to circle your wrists a little bit, you can do that. And if you want to also stretch them by placing them on the floor. Another nice wrist stretch is to take your hand, fingers down, palm away from you. Pull the fingers and just circle. Really trying to relax your shoulders here. Just breathing. Love this one. This is really good for all the computer work that we do. And breathing. Lovely. Okay, so our next exercise is our last exercise. Can be the most challenging as well, but there are different variations that you can do to make it exactly right for where you are. It also requires more work with the hands. So if your hands are feeling it, another good exercise is to squeeze your wrists. Yeah, you can squeeze your wrist and move your hand inside that squeeze. Quite a nice massage. Also really good for carpal tunnel symptoms. Yeah, just squeeze a little bit, squeeze around your wrist a few times. That's also strengthening the muscles in your hands. And then you can squeeze and move your hand inside. Really nice. Lovely. And just stretch them out. And stretch them out. Okay, these are all just little extras in between the exercises. You should really do what feels right for your body. Okay, so the last exercise, now I am challenged for space here. Maybe I can show it on the diagonal for you. The last exercise is going from downward dog to upward dog. Some of you may be familiar with these asanas already. So downward dog is simply starting from sort of all fours, tucking my toes under, and then lifting my hips up into the air. From here, I'm just gonna drop my heels down as far as they feel like going. Relax my head here and breathe. A couple of things to remember for downward dog. We don't want to sort of arch our back too much. We want to stay engaged within our shoulders and our elbows, so we don't want to hyperextend our arms. We want to keep a sense of a through line from our hands to our hips and also our feet. So this is actually the starting position for the 6 Tibetan. And again, we're really working on the core and spine connection like we've been doing in all of these exercises. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to roll through the hips and the spine, let the hips come forward first and gradually unroll the spine. So just watch me first and then we'll do them together. And I'm going to inhale as I reach up. I don't want to put too much weight into my hips here. I'm not like hanging out. Ideally, I'm really suspended off of the floor like a suspension bridge. And I just take a nice inhale. From here, I'm going to try to really activate from my belly button to go back into downward dog. Exhale. And I'll just show that again. So I activate each time from my belly button. Belly button activates, the tail curves down. I'm going to roll through my spine, unfurl and come up. Inhale, and then to return, I'm going to, rather than sending the tail back, I want to think of sending my belly button up and back through into downward dog. So again, that imaginary string that's connecting my belly button through to my spine and coming up from the back of me to something on the ceiling, perhaps. I'll just show you one more time. I roll through. Inhale. And exhale. Now, variations for this.
If you want to, you can inhale. Place your knees down on the floor.
And just suspend your hips off of the floor rather than your hips and your knees. So you can rest your knees, but keep your hips off of the floor. And then to come back, keeping your knees on the floor until the last moment, pushing back. So that's one variation. We'll do that again. I'll just show that again.
So rolling down, knees to the floor.
Rolling through the spine, opening that chest, inhale. And then exhale again from my belly button, not from my tail. From my belly button, curling back, and exhale. If you want to make it harder for yourself, you can also add a little bend of the arms. So you can do a reverse press up as you come through and send it back. If you want to make it double hard for yourself, you can do a press up each way. So reverse press up as you come through. Thread your nose to the ground, inhale. And press up again to push back into downward dog. Okay, so it's all what you feel on the day. If you really want to do an extra workout for your arms and your upper body, you're welcome to put that in there. Okay, let's give it a go. Let's do 6 of these together in your own time. I might mix it up a little bit, the different variations. You can mix it up. You can find a variation that works for you. And let's give it a go. Okay, so finding our nice downward dog position, tucking our toes behind us, our fingers spread out on the floor. Also try to make sure your fingers and toes are really pointing in a parallel line for yourself. So my fingers are here, not here, not here. Yeah, nice and clear. Same for my toes. I'm just showing you on the diagonal so you can see what my spine is doing. And I'm going to exhale up into downward dog. And I'm going to inhale. Here we go into 1. And exhale 2. I mean, that's 1, the second part of 1. And again, inhale. Rolling through that spine. And exhale. Here I can also look toward my belly button as I finish. So keeping that belly button spine connection. This is 3. Exhale 3. And I'm going to add a little variation bending my arms here. Inhale 4. And I'm going to add a variation bending my legs here. That's 4. Add a variation going through my knees. And add a variation going backwards through my knees. Again, connecting through to look at my belly button. I think I've got one last one. I'm going to roll through. Inhale. And exhale. I'm going to make this the hard one. Connecting to my core. Finding that real hollow belly feeling. Looking back up at my navel. And then rest. I'm going to place my knees down and then just rest. Let's come together into a child's pose. So for child's pose, we just open our knees out slightly wider and then our chest and just stretch down in front of us. Rest your forehead on the floor and just breathe. Smell your carpet or your yoga mat maybe. You can really breathe into your lower back here. Just take about 3 nice, deep, relaxing breaths. In your own time, relaxing the jaw. And when you finish, go ahead and roll up through the spine, letting your head come up last. Nice and easy breathing. And there you have it, the 5 Tibetans' secret to eternal youth, health, and happiness. If you want to revisit them, you can go back and watch the video again. Just a quick review. We have 1, 2, 3, tucking those toes underneath. 4, lifting the hips up off the floor. And 5, last but not least, downward dog to upward dog. Or rather, upward dog to downward dog. And that's 5. And then always give yourself a lovely rest at the end. Really important to rest. You can take it in child's pose if you want, just resting your forehead on the floor. Okay, so that's it. I hope you enjoy your eternal youth and your internal happiness and your good health. If you feel nice and warm at the end of this, that's great. That's what it's supposed to do. It's also really about centering and aligning your spine. Great, great for core strengthening this series. I'm going to make another video. If you want, you can go to it. It's going to be the Makaho meridian stretches. So after you've warmed up and toned and strengthened your body, you can find really excellent release and relax through each of the key energy meridians from Chinese medicine. So I'll link to that video in the description. I hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your practice of the Five Tibetans and really make it your own. I encourage you to experiment with variations that feel good for your body. Go as few or as many repetitions, always in multiples of 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, or 21 repetitions of each exercise. If you do 21 repetitions of each every day, I guarantee you'll never need to go to the gym. So free gym membership offered to you here through this video. Okay, I hope you have a wonderful day. Check out the book by Christopher S. Kilhan if you would like to find out more about the 5 Tibetans. Take care, everybody.